Hi folks, how are we doing? I'm the Reverend Danny Crosby, a Unitarian minister serving congregations in Altrincham and in Urmston in the northwest of England. I hope that you're finding the love and that you're witnessing the blessings in life in these difficult times. It is hard, my friends, but we are all in this together. I'm offering these devotions as my little bit of hope, doing what I can, playing my role in being a part of the solution. These devotions are offered as a balm for the heart, the mind, the spirit and the soul. And the title for today's devotion is, Can the Ends Justify the Means? So I invite us to still ourselves here in silence. Let's invite a loving presence to be here amongst us and to awaken from deep, deep within us. I have lit the flame of freedom in the cup of belonging, acceptance and love. We join together in our physical separation, but united in our devotion to life and to love. Be still with me and enter into the crescent fold of my arm as we join as one in this time and space. Wind your thoughts like a river toward the centre of who we are, as one humanity in this our shared world. Be still with me as we join together on the beautiful, beautiful journey. We are vessels sailing together in this ship of love and life, journeying on the waters of life, alive with a purpose and strength unknown to us. Be still with me as we enter in this time together, in stillness, in the spirit of love and of gratitude. Amen. Last year I attended a friend's 50th birthday party. He invited a whole host of folk to join with him to share a Sunday afternoon at a venue in Cheshire. He asked people not to bring gifts, but to instead either buy or preferably bake a cake. Bring it along. Sue and myself chatted about this and decided we would bake a cake. We spoke to a friend who had recently brought a lemon drizzle cake of his mum had baked to a social gathering. We asked him about recipes and she gave us two of Mary Berry's finest. Now this was a challenge for both of us. Sue said she was no baker and I've not baked a cake since I was a child in my grandma's kitchen. We chose a recipe, bought the ingredients and followed the instructions to the letter. There was some temptation to freelance, but I insisted that we follow directions. I reminded Sue of that time in Nazareth when we decided not to follow the sat-nav and decided to freestyle on instinct. Things did not go well that day. But this day they did. The cake was a great success. It was consumed very quickly, as were all the other cakes, by the way, that came along with the wonderful barbecue food. What a delight that day was. Now, if only life was as simple as cake baking, eh? It isn't though, and actually, I'm glad it's not really that simple. Life does not follow a simple pattern, and making decisions about what is right and wrong and which way to turn is not always obvious. We are not given a recipe or set of directions at the beginning or at any stage really. That said, the journey of life is not about beginning in one place and trying to get to another. The journey of life is a road to nowhere actually. The destination is the journey itself. And a successful journey is shown in how we travel with ourselves and one another. It's about learning to truly inhabit our lives and the ground at our feet. It's about experiencing that kingdom of love in this time and space and giving birth to that kingdom of love from deep within us. The trouble is that we live in a destination fixated culture. That life is all about getting to some kind of promised land. So much so that we forget that the key is not so much the destination, but how we journey, how we live. We miss out on life because we fail to recognise the sacredness of each experience. There are other dangers too. We can be so fixated on the goal that we can lose our integrity and end up justifying all kinds of acts in order to reach our perceived goal. We say, well, the ends justify the means. But I'm not sure that's the case, if it's ever the case actually. Such thinking has led to all kinds of barbarity as people have been sacrificed to achieve a perceived goal. In modern times, this has become known as collateral damage. Goal-orientated philosophies lead to the failure to recognise the sacredness of all people, all souls, and all life. I believe that all is sacred, every action and every interaction. The ends justify the means is Machiavellian to the core. In fact, this ideal can be traced back to the following from chapter 18 from The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. He wrote, "There is nothing more necessary to appear to have than this last quality, appearing to be religious, inasmuch as men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand, because it belongs to everybody to see you, to few to come in touch with you. So few will come in touch with you, but they will see you." Here Machiavelli is instructing the prince on how to appear to others, for this is the key to achieve what he desires, his personal ends. He told the prince how important it was that he appeared merciful, appeared faithful, appeared humane, upright, appeared religious. The key was to keep up the appearance even if you are acting contrary to it. This was because, as Machiavelli saw it, most can see what you appear to be, and only a few will be close enough to intimately experience the real truth. The key was to appear as the prince wished others to see him. It didn't matter what the truth was, only what it appeared to be. For Machiavelli, to appear to be doing something is good enough, even if the prince has no intention of doing so. Or to put it another way, the end result far outweighed how he got there, what road he took, who was sacrificed along the way, and whether our behaviour was ethical or not. If we look at our world today and much of human history, how often have people been sacrificed, manipulated and used for a perceived greater good? Because apparently the ends justified the means. I've rarely found that the ends justify the means. This is because the means of doing anything are an end in themselves. For I believe that all life matters. Perhaps the means are actually more important than the ends, for how we travel is a deeply sacred thing. For how we travel reveals who we are in the world and how we see life and the people we share this world with. How we travel the journey that is life reveals who and what we truly are. It reveals our souls and is an example to others. It matters how we travel because people are paying attention. Also, in the end, the truth is finally revealed. Rome always burns in the end. Finally, someone sees that the king is in fact in the altogether, that the emperor's new clothes are not at all what they seem to be. Someone sees it in the end. So how should we travel? Well, I believe the key is integrity. To travel with integrity is the beautiful way. It is the way of the soul, but it's not easy. There are many crossroads that we will stumble upon as we walk round and round in the circle of life. There will be many temptations to sell our souls so as to reach our perceived goals or to avoid the pain and suffering that accompany the joys of life. We are all tempted to make the Faustian bargain, to sell our souls. Faust made his bargain with the devil, promising him his soul in the afterlife, just for the experience here on earth so fulfilling that he will be moved to say, "Let this moment linger, it is so good." This was Faust's destiny, his fool's gold, his emperor's new clothes, none of which are real, and all reject the true experience of life. The end justifying the means, or so it appeared. For if you lose your soul, no they don't, do you see? If you lose your soul, you lose the one thing that really means something in life. So you don't get the end. The end isn't what you thought it would be if you don't travel in the right way. It's about how we journey, side by side. The problem with being focused on some outcome in life, in some end, that would justify any means, even selling our own souls, our integrity, or that of another, is that in so doing we miss the wonder of living fully alive. There is an aliveness in every step we take on the way, even the most painful, if they are experienced with integrity. You see, to live from our unique souls, to live with integrity, is not a place that you can arrive at. Integrity is not a state of perfection, of completeness that you stay in for the rest of your lives. Integrity is about bringing who we are into what we do. It's about being who we truly are and sharing it with our world. Integrity is about integrating who we are with what we do. And I don't know if we ever achieve that completely, perfectly. I haven't anyway. The real journey of life is an attempt to bridge the gap between the two, between who we are and what we do. Absolute integrity is not a place we ever arrive at or completely live in. Rather, it's the attempt to live with integrity that brings one fully alive. Life is a journey, they say, and it's a beautiful one at that, I say. It's a road to nowhere, though. That's why the ends never justify the means. Why? Because the means, the way that we live, the way that we travel, is the true end in and of itself. It's about living with integrity, blessing one another with our presence, and inspiring others to live the same way, or at least to try to. It's about raising one another up to be the best that we can be. It's about not being afraid to reveal who we are, thus encouraging others to do likewise. The ends do not justify the means. The means, the way that we live, is the real end in and of itself. The means are actually more important than the ends, for how we travel is more important than where we are travelling to, for how we travel reveals who we are in the world and how we see life and the people we share this world with. How we travel the journey that is life reveals who and what we truly are. It reveals our souls, and it's an example to others. So I say to you, let people see who you truly are. Live with integrity, with love. Integrate your soul and your body. Integrate who you really are with what you do and how you live. Or at least attempt, and in so doing you will begin to bring that kingdom of love alive right here, right now. I'm going to end today's reflection with some words of blessing. We need to bless more. We can all bless, and we do so by giving our whole hearts to life. So let's begin today. Let's give our whole hearts to life. So I offer you these final words of blessing. Many days we share life together, and flower and flow with all that is and was and ever shall be. Let us bless life through our thoughts, our words and our deeds, and it will bless us in return. And may the love of God go with us all, in all that we feel, in all that we think, in all that we say, in all that we do. Amen.